I'm Alex Lasry. I was the senior vice president for the Milwaukee Bucks before I jumped in this race. And I got in because I think we need a change in Washington. Whether it's his constant conspiracy theorizing, his fealty to Donald Trump, or his just general indifference to the job. Ron Johnson has shown us time and time again that he is not fit to be our U.S. Senator. And that's been a really big problem for us because that means for the last 10 years, we've only had one U.S. Senator fighting on our behalf and fighting for our interests in Washington. And that's why I'm running, because we need to give Tammy Baldwin a true partner in D.C. to bring some real change and real results for the people of Wisconsin. And what I think we need in that candidate is something a little bit different. I'm not a politician, but I have worked in the highest levels of politics. I worked for President Obama and Valerie Jarrett in the White House during his first term. And I led the bid to bring the DNC convention here to Wisconsin. So I know how politics work, but we've also got a real record of accomplishment on a lot of the issues that we're all fighting for. When people talk about things like a $15 minimum wage, well, we actually pay that. We pay that in Fiserv form. And when people talk about creating good jobs, well, we've done it. We've created thousands of good union jobs that all pay a living wage. And when it comes to things like racial and social justice, we've been on the front lines. We've been marching in the streets. We were the first ownership group to march with our players in response to the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the shooting of Jacob Blake. We boycotted a basketball game to ensure that we brought national attention to an issue that has been plaguing our country. And we also made sure that we worked to get some real results done. We've worked with the Milwaukee Police Department and the Racine Correctional Facility to ensure that we were creating some real reform and highlighting issues such as recidivism and drug incarceration. And then when it came to voting rights, I led our Bucks Vote effort to ensure that we not only became the first arena in the country to offer ourselves as a voting center, but we also partnered with organizations like Michelle Obama and LeBron James's to ensure that we were using our entire Deer District to register people to vote. And I think this was a big reason why we were able to turn Wisconsin blue in 2020. And so what we hope to show in this campaign is that progressive values are good for business, are good for the economy, but most importantly are good for the country. And these were values that I've grown up with. My dad wasn't born in this country. He was actually born in the Jewish quarter of Marrakesh, Morocco. And his parents brought him here because they wanted to give him a better life and better opportunity. So they brought him here when he was about 7 or 8 years old. He didn't speak the language and they had no money, but he was able to get a good public school education. He was able to work his way through college and graduate without a crushing amount of debt. And he was able to find a good union job. He was a Teamster driving UPS trucks out of college. He has a good Jewish mom, so she said, you can do that, but you've got to go to law school or medical school. And so he ended up going to law school and went down a different path. But that story is really hard to write today. That opportunity is not available to everyone, and that's why I'm in this race. Because I want to make sure that no matter your zip code, you can get a good public school education. That you can go to college or community college or trade school and graduate without a crushing amount of debt. And most importantly, that you can find that good union job, one that pays you a living wage so you don't have to work a second or third job just to support your family. And that message is something that is resonating from across the state of Wisconsin. We've been able to get some of the most important endorsements from people around the state, and whether that's Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley or Kenosha County Exec Jim Cruiser, Sheila Stubbs, state rep from Madison. We've been able to get Dave Hansen, the former state senator from Green Bay, Dana Walks from Eau Claire, Mary Arnold in Columbus, and a number of other current and former state legislators and activists who have all joined our campaign. And we've also been able to get a number of union endorsements. We've gotten the Teamsters, IBW 494, and our local IATSE, who have all joined this campaign because we practice what we preach. We are the only campaign in the country to have a unionized campaign staff. And that's something that's important to us because when you want to see someone's values, if you want to see what they're going to actually do as your next U.S. Senator, see how they run their organization and see how they run their campaign. That's how you're going to know that these are values that we're not just talking about, but we're leading on and we're acting upon. And so we're making sure to take that message all across Wisconsin. We're going to make sure that we're running a campaign that says why us and not why not someone else. And what we also really want to make sure that we're doing is telling everybody that we're going to represent not just the 50 some odd percent of people that vote for us, but 100% of the state. And so we're going to follow the Tony Evers, Tammy Baldwin model of going to places that Democrats have at time neglected and Republicans, quite frankly, have taken for granted. And so I couldn't be more excited to be on this journey with you. I hope to be able to work with you all as we not only work to defeat Ron Johnson, but also make sure that we reelect Attorney General Josh Kaul and to make sure that we reelect Tony Evers as well, because we need to show that progressive values are ways that are the ways that's going to make this state grow and is going to make this state move forward and to keep our progress. So I just want to say thank you all. It's great to be out here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again soon. So thank you.